Technology in Ogoni, Professor Don Baridam, added that this recognition, alongside the earlier honor for Ken Saro-Wiwa and others, show the president's commitment to justice. Still talking visits to the villa, former sole administrator of River State, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, on Wednesday visited the presidential villa in Abuja. He arrived around 5:50 p.m. dressed in brown native attire and carrying some files. Shortly after, the Minister of Finance, Wale Edu, and EFCC Chairman Ola Olukoyede were also sighted at the villa. Ibas' visit comes amid calls for him to account for his 6-month stewardship during the emergency rule in River State. The Rivers State House of Assembly, led by Speaker Martin Amehule, has already announced plans to investigate the state's spending under his administration. Meanwhile, a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress, Chizi Yomasili, insists that the investigation of the former sole administrator of River State is not a witch hunt.
Not a witch hunt. Probe is to look at the records. If you have served the people for a number of years, they need to look at your record and see what have you done, because that is only going to give the assembly the impetus to look at, the supplementary bill they have asked the governor to submit. Of course, supposedly the governor submits the same thing that the civil administrators have done at the show. So they need to look at it from those angles. It's not about witch hunting. It's about looking at the records. And if your record is clean, why are you afraid to be probed?
Time for some politics. Over the last 24 hours, the speculations of a possible defection of Governor Siminalayi Fubara from his party, the People's Democratic Party, has intensified. Now, reacting to this, the chairman of a faction of the PDP in River State, Dr. Robinson Ewo, says the party is not worried. He adds that the governor has every right to make political choices as long as such decisions are in the overall interest of Rivers people who elected him. On the other side, the chairman of a faction of the All Progressive Congress in River State, Emeka Beke, says the governor will be welcomed if he defects. He told correspondent Ifechukwu that politics is about numbers.
But if he's coming to APC, he's welcome to APC. I don't have a problem with that. He's welcome to All Progressive Congress. Nobody will stop now to come to APC. But it's all about numbers.
Well, we're not done with reactions to the speculations about a possible defection from Governor Fubara. This time, let's bring back APC chieftain Chizi Yomasili, who says Governor Fubara has the right to associate with any political group. Speaking to a correspondent, he insisted that Rivers people deserve to know the reason for his defection.
We must recognize and respect the fact that the governor has a fundamental right to freedom, and that right also includes freedom to association. So the governor can decide to associate with whomever, whichever party that he deems fit. If the governor had felt that, okay, I want to strengthen the relationship with the center, and the way to strengthen the relationship with the center is to align with the APC, so be it. But then he must tell us the reason why he is doing that.
Yomasili adds that he does not believe such a defection will affect the governor's new relationship with FCT Minister Nyesom Wike.
I do not think that the problem that the governor did have with the FCT minister was based on his party affiliation. It was purely based on certain other factors that were not laid to the public glare. But for me, why would it deter them? It mustn't come from the same political fold for you to begin to do, and it's not just going to affect the relationship. I do not think that will affect the relationship of the FCT minister with the governor. I think there are issues where outside party affiliation, outside religion, outside ethnicity.
Meanwhile, the Tony Okocha-led faction of the APC River State has described recent comments by activists of Muonyili against President Tinubu as treasonable felony. Okocha wants the federal government to act, noting that spreading false claims to damage reputations is unacceptable. He says while criticism is welcome in a democracy, Nigerians must reject lies and propaganda disguised as activism. Recall that Sowore recently described President Tinubu as a criminal and alleged that Nyesom Wike used public funds to acquire houses in Florida, United States. Now, the chairman of Agricultural Local Government Area, Aboya Bob Fubara, is asking residents to take advantage of the ongoing nationwide continuous voter registration by INEC. In a statement, Mr. Bob Fubara urged especially young people who have reached voting age to register and get their permanent voters card. He also pledged to work with INEC at the local level to ensure no one is denied the chance to participate in the democratic process. Meanwhile, the Akoga chairman has assured residents of an inclusive administration with security as a top priority. He gave this assurance when the Akoga Council of Traditional Rulers and Chiefs paid him a courtesy visit in Abonima. Mr. Bob Fubara says his administration will partner with traditional leaders and security agencies to sustain peace, support development, and make the area safe for residents and businesses. Now let's talk land matters. The chairman of Obiakpo local government area, Dr. Gift Waller, has ordered all parties to stay away from the disputed land along the Obirihuere Airport Road. He gave the directive after residents of Rumosi and Rumekini protested at the council secretariat, accusing suspected land grabbers of trying to take over their land. Dr. Waller says the council will meet with all parties to resolve the dispute, warning that his administration will no longer tolerate land grabbing.
What I can assure you is that as a responsible government, we will not fold our hands and allow you take the land that belongs to another person. Nor will we allow another person to take land that belongs to you. Because the primary purpose of government is to protect life and property, to maintain law and order. What I'm going to do, and this is an order, it is an order to you, it is an order to other parties, to stay away from that property until further notice.
He also raised concerns about attempts by some individuals to encroach on lands belonging to the council.
Let me also say that I have reports about a property belonging to Obiakpo local government area that is also being grabbed by some individuals, some faceless individuals. We will not allow that. And one of the reasons why we must stop this land grabbing menace is that it constitutes a security breach. It is capable of turning communities against communities. It is capable of bringing about killing and disturbance of public peace. So we will not fold our hands and allow it to happen.
Correspondent Mekotoka reports that representatives of the two communities also spoke during the protest.
He came to invade our land, came outside to come and invade over 20,000 plots of land. So we don't want to shed blood. So that's why we run to the council to use your good office to look into this matter.
It may interest you to know that in August this year, some individuals moved tractors and bulldozers into the disputed land, claiming to act on a court order. The action sparked a reprisal which saw the machines set ablaze. Since then, activities on the land have been suspended. Now, in Ichi, a traditional ruler, Ezekiel Nwala, is calling for a statewide task force to tackle land grabbing. In a chat with correspondent Nnamdi Sam Nwala, the monarch says a bold and decisive action by the River State government is needed.
So we believe that now that democracy has been fully restored in their state, that the governor will go back to the drawing board, set up a committee, because not only Eche that is being drawn to this mode, it is the state. You know, Eche is part and parcel of River State, and if Eche is being messed up or has a bad name, it's also River State that has a bad name. So I believe that the governor will take the bull by the horn this time, get a strong committee that will look into these land grabbing issues.
Ezenwala also wants Governor Fubara to resolve the recurring farmer-herder clashes in Eche and other local government areas.
We have that land grabbing issues. We have also the issue of the killer herdsmen, and we know that the governor will look into these problems and help us find solutions. We believe that if he comes bold and comes strong on these issues, they will be resolved. All he needs to do is to make frantic statements and then follow his words by action. If the governor says, you guys should go, take anybody out, and then make sure that the right things are done, it will be done.
We go on a quick break. When we return, we'll tell you how heavy downpour in River State caused nightmares for motorists and passengers. After this break, stay with us. today's realities, not the world of 1945. Now, Shetima noted that Nigeria has grown from a colony of 20 million to a sovereign nation of over 236 million people and a stabilizing force in regional and global peace. He described Nigeria's demand for a permanent Security Council seat as a matter of fairness, representation, and reform. Turning to the Middle East, Shetima backed a two-state solution, condemned violence in Gaza, and said Palestinians deserve the same freedoms and dignity as any other people. Now we go straight to the international scene. Calls for a Palestinian state and a renewed push for a two-state solution have dominated speeches at the 80th United Nations General Assembly, with leaders across Africa, Europe, the Middle East, and Americas and Asia urging urgent action to end the war in Gaza. Now, Nigeria's Vice President Kashim Shettima, South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa, Jordan's King Abdullah II, Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, and others stress that lasting peace in the Middle East is impossible without recognizing a Palestinian state alongside Israel. European leaders, including France's Emmanuel Macron and Spain's King Felipe VI, echoed that view, with several countries, among them France, the UK, Canada, Australia, Portugal, and Belgium, formally recognizing Palestine during UN Week. Now, diplomats say the momentum points to a rare global consensus that a two-state solution is the only viable path to end decades of conflict. Now, that's the news this hour, but before we go, here are the highlights once again. We told you that President Tinubu has conferred posthumous award on 4 Ogoni leaders. You also heard various reactions after speculations about the governor of Fubara's planned defection from the PDP. We informed you that Obiakpo chairman Dr. Gift Nwolo has read the Riot Act to land grabbers. I reported that Nigeria's vice president has joined other leaders asking for a two-state solution to the crisis between Israel and Palestine. The news was edited by Ufoma Ebamano. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I am Ifechukwu Muonyili. Many thanks for listening.
The only thing